Hi everybody, my name is Luis Vargas, and in this occasion I'm gonna create a new project using DSON. And what I'm gonna do is just serialize a cyclical object. In this case, I'm just gonna create a new project and then select that, and then select simple console application, and then select next, and select the name of the project, which in this case is gonna be DSON03. And then this is gonna have the same path as before, and hit finish, and then just create the project. And as before, this and as before, I'm just gonna do, oh yes, I'm just gonna add the dependency to DSON. So DSON any. Remember, any is just in this case, you should put always the version that the current version, or the maximum current version, or the version that you are gonna work on. So let's cut the dependencies, and I'm just gonna pause the video a little bit. Okay, once the dependencies has been loaded, I only need to create the tools watch.dart. So let's do it. Tool slash watch.dart. Okay. Once this is done, I just need to add the code from the sample that it's before for watching the files, and it's as follows. This is just the code, and as before, I just need to rename the name of the library, and then replace this for bin. Okay, and then I can close this one and go back to my bin file. What I'm gonna do is just create two classes. One class is gonna be employee, and the second class is gonna be address. So let's say it could be person or address, it's up to you. In this case, I just decide to call it employee and address. So let's create first of all the class employee. I'm just gonna copy the code because it's a little bigger, so a little bit bigger. So by the moment we don't need this, but let's wait for it, and let's also add the second class for address. So the next class is gonna be address. So this class is employee, and the second class is address. And as you can see, an employee has one address, and this is the class, and also the address has one owner, which is an employee, and also an employee can have a manager, and at the same time a manager is an employee, which is this class. So let's add also the imports and also the annotation to the class, so that we have a serializable class. So let's add first this serializable class to see what happens into both classes. Sorry, the serializable annotation. I don't know how to pronounce it really. I don't know if it is serializable or serializable. So until here we have this serializable imported, and now what we need to do is just also add the name of the library as before, and the library is gonna be DSON3, and also we need to add the part the part for main.gdart. And finally, let's just run the watch.dart file. Let's do it. Run watch.dart, and it's running and it's building, and everything is successful. So we can see right now the main.gdart has been generated. So the next step will be just in the mirrors, right? So let init the mirrors before continuing, and then just let's do this. Let's create first a manager with its address, and then create an employee with its own address also. So the first step would be create a manager, and in this case this is gonna be the bar manager, and this is gonna have the employee, which is ID, which is name, and which is last name. So let's now add the manager address. So the address should be like this, should be added like this. So we add the address in this way. Why we didn't add the address in this other way, like this, is because once we add this address, let me see, we need to put this inside a parenthesis. Let's put it parenthesis surround with surround with parenthesis, this one. And we have a problem here because the manager have been manager and this at this moment the manager has not been initialized, and that's why it says the manager is not initialized, even though we have it here, right? So that's why we cannot do it in this way, and we should separate both initializations. Until the moment, this is not the only way that I haven't found to do this, but maybe there is a better way to do it, but it's okay for now. So what I'm gonna do is now is just convert the manager into a JSON representation. So for example, if I want to print directly manager, I want to say manager, then what I'm gonna do is just the instance of that manager. So let's go here, let's save it, wait for it to finish, and you see what I'm gonna get is just manager is an instance of employee. Yes, that's okay, but that's what I don't want that. So what I want is a JSON representation of the manager. So let's do this. Let's put to JSON, and then let's say manager. So we need to import the library DSON. Now once we import the DSON library, everything is okay, and we see if the watch is okay. So since right now I expect that we are gonna have a little error because we are trying to map or to serialize a cyclical object. So let's try it. Let's see what's happened. Yeah. So here we go. We have an handle exception, and the handle exception is a star overflow. This means that it's trying to serialize and going on and on and on and on both of them. So to solve this problem, what I did is just create the annotation at cyclical, and this annotation will tell the serializer that this object is cyclical, and in this case it's not gonna serialize all the graph. It's just gonna serialize the top object. So let's run again. Let's save it and run again. And as you can see, it serializes only the manager, but it doesn't serialize the address. Why is that? And for the address, it only puts the ID. This is because this is a security, I don't know how to call it. This is a good way to do it, because in this way it only passes the ID, which is what I want. Maybe in future version we can change this. Instead of ID, this could be the number directly, but I don't think it's a good idea right now. I'm thinking on it. If you have a suggestion for this, just let me know, and maybe I will add it in the future. But by the moment, to me, this is the best way. So let's continue. So what about if I want to serialize both the manager and the address in the same function? So what I need to do is just pass a map containing what I want to, let's see the second parameter, and the second parameter is, there are many parameters, right? The next parameter I need to use is the depth, which means how deep in the graph is gonna go in the serialization. So I want to say that I want to go deeper in the graph using, so def, let's go to the documentation for def. Determine how deep is gonna go in the graph. So I can pass those three values. It could be a map, a string, or a list. If I pass a string like this one, and I say just manager, this manager. Sorry, address. This means it's gonna be only one step down. So it's just gonna serialize employee address. Let's see if it works. And here we go. Here we have it. We have the address and we have the object for address. So sometimes, in the case of, I'm just gonna do it a little bit faster. What about if I want to serialize again the owner of the address in the same shot? So what I need to do is just pass a map containing, first of all, address, and then how deep in address I wanna go. So in this case, it's gonna be owner. Let's see how it works. And now we have owner in the serialization, which is the previous object, and it is stored until here, until address. You see, this is useful. I make this employee owner, this employee manager, because sometimes I want the information from the manager, right? So this is a good solution for it. Maybe there is a better solution. I'm still thinking on it, but to me this is a very good solution. So in this way we can say how deep in the graph we can go. So it's gonna leave both just the address and the map with address. So let's play with it a little bit more. Yes, no, right. Yeah, I forgot one. Yes, now it should be okay. Oh. Okay, now it's okay. So now let's see again, and here we have only the owner, and let's do it one more time without def, so we can see the three in action, right? We don't need this one. Okay, so let's see if it works now. And as you can see, we have the three of them without the address being serialized, with the address being serialized, and with the owner being serialized also. So a better way to say, okay, but who will do that? Who will serialize this 3 times, right? That's insane. So let's do it a little bit more difficult, and in this case I'm gonna create an employee which has a manager. So let's do it. Let's create a new employee which which in fact has an address and also has a manager. So as you can see right now, I'm telling the employee it has a manager. In the previous case, we don't see the manager object in here because it's null. So when an object is null, the serializer just not create that object, doesn't create a null serialization of that object, which is the most logic to me. Okay, so right now we have an employee, and let's serialize. Let's do the same for the employee like we did with manager. So let's rename this to employee. So let's do it, and it should work the same. So in here we have the employee which has a manager ID different from here, and also the employee with address, and the employee with address, and the address owner, which is the same employee. So as I said before, doing this is a little bit silly. So sorry, the second one is a little bit silly. So it will be good also if I do it with employee and manager, right? So employee, I'm just gonna say go down to address and also go down to manager. Let's see if this works. And as you can see, now it shows me the employee, and also for the information for the address, it doesn't show me just the ID, it also shows me all the address information all down. And also, what is the manager information? Okay, so it's the third one, sorry. So for the manager information, it also shows me the manager information in here, as you can see. Now for the third case, where I want the owner, I can continue going and going. So let's say in this case, I want something a little bit more difficult, and I want the manager address also. So this will be the real case where I want to show you. So instead, since I want the manager, the address manager, I say a map instead of just a string, and I say manager address. Right, this should be okay. And now it will show me the address, the manager address, and let's see, in here is the address, right? And then in here we have the manager, and if we go down, we're gonna see that the manager address is here. So in one single shot, without doing anything special, I just serialize a cyclical object. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to comment if you have any issue, and thank you.